Hello, everyone. My name is Najee Bartley, and I have a question for you. For everyone that's listening at this moment, I have one question. How did you do most of your online? How did you do most of your shopping during COVID season? I kind of gave the answer away. Sorry. But how did you do most of your shopping? Feel free to get back to me in the comments with what you did to still be able to give your family gifts. But I'm probably guessing that you did a lot of your shopping online because COVID, you really couldn't go to too many stores with everything going on. But another question is, where did you get your Cyber Monday, your holiday deals? How did you get most of your deals when you went shopping online? Most likely, pretty big chance, you got your deals from your emails, right? So that's why today we have to talk about emails for everyone, because if our shopping experience and getting on the web is accessible, then our email communications have to be accessible just as much. So hi, everyone. My name is Najee Bartley, and let's get into it. So first, we're going to talk about the table of contents. We're going to talk about the first thing we're going to do is just do a little brief introduction of me, who I am, and why I love email so much, as well as why I also love accessibility. The second thing we're going to talk about is some did you knows, maybe one or two, maybe a little bit more. After that, we'll speak on the anatomy of emails. After that, we'll talk about the semantic architecture of emails, subject line pre-headers. And we'll also talk about the perspective on the views of emails. And one of my favorites, buttons. We'll talk about the ARIA code, tools for testing accessibility, resources, and then finally we'll end this show with a nice conclusion. So let's get into that introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Najee Bartley, and I am currently a Salesforce Marketing Cloud consultant at DEG. I also am a huge email nerd. You guys, I would build emails and code emails all day if I could. It's kind of my thing for habit. It's kind of my thing for pleasure. It's just the best thing ever. And the best part about it is I get to get paid for it. But even more, I'm obsessed with people and ensuring that everyone gets the same experience in building and getting their emails. I mean, for crying out loud, I want everyone to get that deal. Duh. But I also left some things. You guys can reach out to me at my email as well as my Twitter account as well. So let's jump into it. So here we go. The first one. Are you ready? The first, did you know? Now, as you guys already know, we are talking about emails in an extension of web pages because they are pretty much a web page. They're just coded a little differently. But let's talk about emails from the perspective of what the benefit of it is for you, the business owner, the marketer. Let's talk about why you need these emails so much and why they benefit you so well. So, did you know that according to an email marketer study, the median email marketing ROI, which is return on investment, is 122%, not 100. 122%. That is 4 times higher than any other digital marketing channel out there. That means for every $1 that you spend on advertising an email, you can expect a return of $43 on your investment. That is huge. Now, email is the third most influential source of information for B2B audiences. 86% of business professionals prefer to use emails when they're communicating, and 59% of B2B marketers say that email is their most effective channel in terms of revenue generation. Now, of course, we're going to say, wow, I had no idea, because everyone thinks that an email is just a boring old lame letter that you get in your inbox, and they don't realize that there's so much that goes into it. There is so much that goes into it, particularly because nowadays, everyone is looking on their cell phone, picking up their cell phone and checking their emails. I mean, matter of fact, I have a question for you. Tell me if I'm wrong. The first thing that you do when you get up in the morning is check your phone, check your calendar for any meetings, check your email, and check your social media, if you're a younger person, that is. So, Najee, what are you trying to say here? What's the big picture? What I am trying to say in case you hadn't already figured it out. Emails are a gateway to consumer buying power. Now, what does this mean? Well, that comes to my second, did you know? So, did you know that a study which conducted in-depth interviews with 73 US adults who were blind or visibly impaired or have severe visual impairments revealed that 2/3 of the internet transactions initiated by people with visual impairments ended up abandoned? People are leaving your abandoned carts, people. They are not. They're leaving because they can't see the whole thing. We're missing conversion rates because the website they visited wasn't accessible enough to leading here, check this out. You see it because I see it. $6.9 billion market loss. And that's from our own people at DQ Systems knowing that. 6.9. Now, I'm sure you guys have tons of money and you don't need $6.9 billion, but I would be shell-shocked if I lost $6.9 million because my website and my emails are not accessible enough that people cannot continue their full transactional path when they get there, when they're trying to purchase something. I mean, just imagine that they're interested and they're like, oh, I like this. I'm going to subscribe to your new store. I like these products. They subscribe, but the moment that they get their emails, they can't see all the pictures. Wait, what is this? Okay, how am I going to get the full experience? In a self-study that I myself did, because I love people, 9 out of 10 people felt like emails lack integrity. Emails, they are lacking integrity. And that is a big, big thing that we have got to sit down together and fix. So let's talk about it. Well, I'm sure you're saying, I'm sure you're saying, well, what do you mean emails lack integrity? It's just an email. Well, let's dive a little bit deeper into the anatomy of an email to fully understand what the pictures are, what the problem is. Get a full picture of the problem. I was trying to say that and it just all went wrong. Let's do this. So, an email is basically a web page that is compiled by an email service provider, ESP, and placed into your inbox. So basically, what I'm saying to you is an email is a web page that goes through Gmail compilers, whoever your ESP is, email service provider is. So Yahoo, all of the different providers, Hotmail, and it's going to run through the compiler. And once it gets compiled, it lands into your inbox. It contains a from name, which is here at the top. From name is basically who the email is from. It contains the subject line, a simple sentence about the email. It contains a pre-header, sometimes, not always, but this is a quick opening statement that's going to really get you to open that email. And it contains a header, which is generally like the logo at the top of your email. Kind of, once you open the email, you're going to see that header. You're going to see maybe some different little links that may take you to the website. And then within that email body, you're going to see the primary message of your email. And then always, you're going to have that call to action button, a short, simple, actionable item. Maybe they want you to purchase here. Maybe they want you to subscribe. Maybe they want you to join an event. And then lastly, you have that footer. Wait, come back. So, So that's not too bad, huh? It's a pretty simple, really. But when it comes to an ESP, more than 40% of email users report having issues. More than 40% of visibly impaired email users report having issues with their emails, resulting in less email opens, clicks, and conversions. 40%. That is a lot. So let's get into some of that semantic email structure. So what you have here, this image in front of us, this is just the basic layout of an email. So the previous email showed the outer shell of an email. This is what you're getting in your inbox, the visual aesthetics of an email communication. But what you have here is the inner shell and HTML markup of an email. Many emails are table-based. This means that there's a table for the header, and then there's a table for the image, There's another table for the content and the words, and there's another table for the footer. It's basically everything is in a table-like structure. This is done because email services like Yahoo, Gmail, and many more often strip so much pieces of code out of your email. To ensure that accessibility standards are met, tables must have things like role presentation. Headers must have semantic headings like an H tag or a P tag for paragraph, and footer tags. These tell the screen readers, and that's what we really want. We want the screen readers to know when to ignore something. We don't want the email to say table, role, presentation with 300, a line left. We want it to know to ignore all of that and just go on straight to where the words are. We want to give a nice, smooth communication experience to all people who are visually impaired. So try using things like in your tables, try using role presentation, because when you put role presentation in, this is going to say, hey, don't read me. I don't want you to read me. Ignore me. You don't need to look at me. Go ahead and go down to where the next H1 tag is and read that header. And it's going to read the header. Go ahead and read down where the paragraph tag is. And that's what you want. You don't want it to read the whole thing. You just want it to read what's important and what's essential. So now we're going to talk about subject lines and headers. And this is a big deal. Big deal. So let's talk about the envelope of an email. Before you even open the email, before you even do any of that, we want to talk about what happens the moment that you're just simply in your inbox. Before we open the letter, we want to know who the email is from and what the email is about. So take a look at this image here above and tell me, what are we talking about? We see that it says Carter's and want to know a secret. Check it out. So anyone in the audience, if you guys want to reply back, I love to be interactive. Tell me, what is this email about? Josh, if anyone's getting back to you, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. So what does this email say? It says, want to know a secret? Check this out. Well, if I were to see this, I would be like, do I want to know the secret? Maybe I don't. Probably gonna scroll.
We've got a few folks in the chat saying spam. That looks like spam.
I love it. Exactly. It looks like spam. I'm loving that. Thank you. Keep it going, guys. Give me some feedback here.
We got discount baby clothes as well.
Yeah, that's a good one because it is from Carter. So you can start to make some assumptions. Good job. I like that. So, so we go back up. So do you know what they're asking, what they're talking about? I sure don't from this subject line. Here's a better question. Do you even want to find out? Like a lot of you said, this could be spam. Will this be a waste of my time? These are questions that many people who are visually impaired ask themselves, and many people who are not even visually impaired. This is a question that anyone who is looking at a subject line is going to see. Want to know a secret? Check this out. I don't know. Do I have the time to check it out? Do I want to look at it? Do I want to know what's inside? It's from Carter's. Do I feel like looking? So many questions that we have yet to ask ourselves before we even open the email. So let me tell you, this subject line tells me nothing. Doesn't tell me anything at all, actually. So when we say that time is money and time, we don't even know what this email subject line is saying to us. We want to probably not do that. We want our subject lines to follow a simple, no nonsense approach. Tell me what you want. Say it. Put it out there. We don't have time to beat around the bush. And pre-headers need to be a clear statement of purpose. Just give me what you're trying to say. So instead of telling me, do you want to know a secret, which I do love because we're going from a marketing perspective, we want to entice them to come in. But when you're visually impaired, we want to be clear and concise, and we want to be to the point. We want to say, hey, this is, really nice baby clothes. Check out some clothes. Or you want to give a very simple, straight to the point subject line, because a lot of people don't. The subject line is a big deal. When I did my research with a few of the 10 people that I researched, I didn't do a lot. Didn't have much time. I asked them. I said, so the first thing you do when you go to an email, they said, I read the subject line. I said, oh, really? I read the subject line all the time because I don't want to waste my time. So they're listening. They're having their screen readers read that subject line, and they want to, okay, you know what? I want to open that up. That's the one I want to open. So be very intentional with your subject lines. Make sure that they are simple, no nonsense approach. And again, clear statement of purpose. So here we go. I got a question, and I want some people to give me some feedback on this next one. You ready? Take a look at these two images. The one on the left has alt tags and the images highlighted. I highlighted them for you. And the one on the right does not. So how would you feel if you were unable to see the header in the email and the images in the email? You, like many visibly impaired people on online readers, would feel as though you were not given a chance to have the full experience of the email. Maybe you would even feel like that opportunity was taken from you. So can anyone tell me what you see on the right? Got any feedback for me, guys? Which one of these would you open?
We got some folks chiming in saying, looks like all text and pictures. Get emails like this all the time. The emails are broken.
Yeah, the images were broken. People get emails like this all the time. All the time. And you know what? This is actually something that so many people don't know. A lot of people sometimes have you ever heard someone being super, a little too considerate? Oh, well, I don't want to waste a visually impaired person's time with a logo. What? They want that logo. How about this? You don't tell them what they want. Put that alt text in there. A lot of people would rather have a blank alt text or just a simple no alt text at all when they have a logo or a picture that is meaningless, meaning that the picture does not have real true information like a chart image or something. So people will refuse to really put anything in an alt text if the image is considered meaningless, like a couple holding hands or something. No. Visibly impaired people want to feel the full experience. Let them see that alt tag. Give them an alt tag that says Serena and Lily logo. Give them an alt tag that says it's the end of the year sale. Enjoy up to 75% off. Update, new styles just added today. Like, give them their alt tags on everything. Don't skip the alt tags. And I know people really, they don't want to hear, they do. And because we're basically saying, when we do something like what we have on the right here, because the image on the left, or maybe your left, I don't know if it's on your left or your right, but it's on my left. So the image on the left to me says, it's not a really important picture. The logo is not a major important picture. It's not important information. The header, it's important that it's the end of the year image is not really client important information, customer important information, because you felt that information wasn't important. You decided to take out the alt tags. You understand how that seems? You took away their opportunity to have the full experience of their email. And that's not, you took away their right to see everything. And when you want something, you want to see everything. You want the opportunity to say, you know what, I don't want to look at that. But don't take away their opportunity to not look at it. That's not fair. So moving forward, at the end of today, we learned something new. And this is one of the major things I want you to take home with you tonight. Alt tags on everything. Give me some good alt tags on every single thing, every image you have. If it's an icon, every icon button on any image, if you have to have an image source, I need to have an alt tag. And I don't want a blank one either. I want a good alt tag. I want a really nice alt tag because I want all of our readers to have that exact same experience that they're getting from us. So I'm going to put in something super, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Here's my question. And this is a major did you know that's not a part of this project. Did you know that a lot of people who are visually impaired do not like to shop online? With a lot of the alt tags and technology in place, I know it sounds kind of silly, like, well, duh, they don't like to shop online, they're visually impaired. Ooh. No. That's not what I'm saying. Let me rephrase it. With the way that technology is today, a lot, I'm almost careful to say most people do not like to shop online who are visually impaired still. And do you want to know why? They see something, they get something online, they're like, ooh, but they don't get a descriptive alt tag. So tell me, when I'm going to show you guys something, can everybody see this? Josh, can you see this?
Yep, sure can.
All right. So someone give me some descriptions. What do you see?
Headset, headphones.
Keep going. What else do you got, Josh?
We got microphone.
Okay. Yep. Okay, good. I like that. You caught the microphone. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. We got a cable. I like it. So I want you guys to take something else into consideration. When you have products, especially in your stores, when you have products on your email communications, do not say this is just a headset. You guys, this is a black and red headset with microfiber with microfiber foam on the inside. That's what this is. With the microphone here to listen to, with the red cord. A nice red cord also, with a nice red phone jack cord. That's what this is. Because a lot of people who suffer from being visually impaired, they need all the details. They don't want to know that this is just a blue shirt with some writing on it. They want to know what the words are. They want to know everything. Give me the full experience in the image. I'm not saying write a full paragraph. That's not what you want. But what I'm saying is that screen reader is really saying, headphones. Is that all this is? Is that all your product is? Your product is just headphones? This is not what this is to me. That's not what I would see. These are some soft, you don't have to say soft, like this is not food. These are some black and red microfiber laced headphones, with a speaker and a red cord, phone jack, with an extra little cushion at the top. Like, give the details. When I spoke to when I did my interviews, I asked many visually impaired people, what would you like? And they said, just give me details. The devil is in the details, guys. Give me those details. Tell me everything. If my shirt is blue, is it light blue? Is it dark blue? Because I can't see. So you have to be their eyes. We're having to take our shoes off and truly be our clients and our customers today. So is this shirt blue or is this shirt navy blue? Is this a regular orange or is this a burnt orange, Like, what do you see? Because your descriptions are the difference between someone visually impaired buying your product versus someone buying someone else's product because they just gave more details in their alt text. Give me details in my alt text. That's what I want. I want details. So now let's talk about buttons. And yes, I like big buttons, and I cannot lie. I stole that from a friend of mine because she knew that buttons are everything. Now, I'm sure many marketers know that we love big buttons, but in fact, large, colorful buttons are considered the best practice. But in my interview with many visually impaired email readers, they expressed that labels are missing on these buttons. labels are missing on the buttons and they're not being fully utilized. Did you know that many visually impaired email users don't take surveys? You are missing good client feedback. How can you improve if you do not have your customers' feedback? You're missing great client feedback. You're missing an opportunity to give them a voice. Many visually impaired people do not take surveys because the buttons are not labeled or not labeled properly. How can they give their input? Better question, how can we ensure that next time, tomorrow, our clients have better input? So tell me, can you tell that the image on the left that says bad, did you even know that was a button? What do you think of the image on the left? Tell me what you think. Well, I still got some good time. What we got here? What kind of feedback am I getting? Tell me what you think about that image on the left that says buy now bad. What do you see on that? What are you getting?
Just waiting for the stream to come in.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. And you guys, if I'm talking too fast, let me know. I'm pretty excited about this.
Looks like plain text.
Plain text. You had no idea that was a button. We just missed a customer. Anybody else?
Yeah, some folks are saying doesn't even look like a button or
Doesn't even look like a button.
clickable. Static text, just text. Yep.
Just text.
Almost looks spammy or phishing. Like I mean, it's phishing, right?
Yeah, I do. I can totally agree. I love the word. I love that you said fishy. Totally fishy. Like, what? I had no idea that was even a button. And because I didn't know that was a button, guess what? I didn't click on it. And because I didn't click on it, guess what? You lost an opportunity to sell to me. That revenue, you guys have no idea. Emails are the gateway to revenue, income. And we have to be sure that our visually impaired people are having that opportunity to give us their money. I mean, this is not all about them giving us our money, but hey, we're business owners. That's what we want. We want to give them the opportunity to give us their money. We want to be able to give them a product. We want to be able to give them our valuable goods. But we can't even tell because this one says buy now and it looks like a text. That's not going to work out. But even more, we want to make sure that these have the right labels. We need them to have labels. So that is what is so important about this one. So now, as you guys see, buttons need to be big, bold. We can talk about that part later. I'll move on to that for now. Buttons need to be big, bold in color, obvious. You should know that this is if all your text are black, your button should be like, make it orange, make it pink, make it blue, make it big. And we need that ARIA label. But let's talk about some ARIA code next. Now, this may be a little difficult for people to see, so let me know. This is real time. This is real code. So if you have issues, let me know. But let's talk about ARIA. Some people say REI, some people say ARIA, but let's talk about the ARIA code. So when you add role equals button, it will make the element appear as a button control to the screen reader. All we want is the screen reader to be able to interpret the email properly. This role can be used in a combination with ARIA pressed attribute. So an attribute is basically like something that describes the element. So the ARIA pressed attribute, which is used to create toggle buttons. So here we have some code that says like a divider and giving it an ID. But even more, it's saying the role equals button, ARIA pressed equals false. When we're saying ARIA pressed equals false, this is basically saying that no one has pressed on it yet. Obviously, true or false. If it's pressed, it's equal false. That means they haven't pressed on it yet. So it's not going to read ARIA button to the client. It's going to say, this is a button, click here or something. It's going to read save. It's going to say, this is a button, save, The above example creates a simple button, which is first in the focus order through a button tag or an input tag with a type of button. So it's basically kind of just letting people know that this is a button, and it's not reading all the crazy text. It's just saying this is a button. Now, So using the input type button elements, you will need to make the element focusable and have the defined element handles of click or key down events, including the enter and space keywords, in order to process the user's input. So I have in this slide deck, hopefully we'll be sharing with you, I have all of this code definitely elongated for you to have, and I also have some example codes for you as well here. But basically, if you don't get anyone out of this crazy kind of looking code, you want role equals button. You want button tags, and you want to have some ARIA ARIA code in here that talks about like whether it's pressed or not. So you want to make sure you're using things like that. So now let's talk about the next important thing. ARIA is so very important. It's needed in everything. And we're going to get a little bit more into ARIA a little bit after down, but right now we're just kind of talking about the buttons. So now let's talk about what the next most important thing we want to do. Test, test, test. Test your code. Best way to know if it works is to test it, right? So, of course, DQ has some pretty cool things with some pretty cool tools. So we have a Axe Chrome tool, which is absolutely free. And it's pretty easy and simple to use. It looks for accessibility issues within your web pages. Remember, emails are web pages. And even recommends recommendations and solutions to fix them. DQ offers the wonderful Axe Chrome extension for free. So just check it out. I also sent you guys the link in this slideshow. All you need to do is go to your web page and the page that you wish to inspect, and then right click. And if your Axe tool is installed, just select the Axe button, and the rest is done for you. So this is what happens. This is kind of what your console log looks like inside. You have your console log, your elements, your sources. This is what happens when you right click into a web page. You're going to see something like this. You're going to go to the right here, and you're going to click on that Axe. When you click on the Axe, it's going to tell you how many issues. So first and foremost, just to give you some heads up, this is just a regular page that's on a page. I'm not telling you what the page is. This is just a regular page. You can probably see the page, but that's not what I'm saying. Anyway, you can just see this is just a regular website page that I decided to do it on. But this one has 241 issues. What is it looking for? That ARIA role, it's not there. It's looking for those ARIA attributes. It's not there. We're looking at some blended in colors. You remember we talked about your colors want to be obvious. We want your colors to be loud. We want to be able so that people can see them. And look, please, at least some ARIA on your menu buttons. And it's even giving you where the issue is. You see that? So this is really, really nice and a really great way to test not only your web pages, but your emails as well. And this interesting thing is a lot of people don't know, but when you build your emails, you actually can have view as web page, VAMP, view as, well, not really VAMP because it's not an M as much as it's VAWP, view as a web page. This will open up your email into a regular web browser. Again, emails are just a web page. You can then click your ARIA tool, use your ARIA Chrome extension in the web page and test your pages. Let's test these emails out, because it's just as important for your web pages to be accessible as your emails. So let's talk some more. So let's talk about some resources. So I left you guys quite a few resources here. We got some accessibility ARIA button tools for some links here. We have some research about those who are visually impaired. We have some HTML and CSS tricks for accessibility. So we have all types of different things. And we also have that Chrome Axe extension as well. So what is the conclusion? What's the big statement here? In conclusion, subject lines need to have a no-nonsense approach, and they need to be straight to the point. Give a one sentence, your pre-headers need to be one sentence liners on what you want the reader to know. Alt tags, you want to include alt tags and descriptions on those non-important decorative images. I know people disagree, but trust me, I believe that this is a good idea. Put those alt tags on those logos. Put those alt tags on those icons. We need alt tags on everything. Let the reader determine what they want to not see. Let's not determine it for them. Use semantic HTML tags throughout the entire email. On your headers, you want to use header tags, main tags, you want to use P tags, you want to use footer tags, you want to use alt tags, obviously. You want to use ARIA label tags. You want to use your semantic HTML tags for everything. And by the way, I'm just going to kind of go back here a little bit. I put some really great resources here for you all to see your where you guys can do some of that semantic tags and semantic coding at here. So feel free to look here. I'm going to go back now. Buttons. Make the button 45 pixels width in height. What does that even look like? My thumb. My thumb is 45 pixels width. It's 45 pixels height. That's what you want. You want someone to be able to scroll with their thumb. That's what you want. You want the size of your thumb. Your buttons need to be bold and stand out. You do not want a light gray button on a white background because no one's going to see it. Hey, if you have a link in your text, in your paragraph text, underline it. You need to underline it. Hey, matter of fact, make it a different color, a color that stands out. Make it stand out. Tables. Only use, because a lot of people do this mistake. People put role presentation on every single table in their coding. Don't do that. Please put role presentation tags on tables that have content in them. It's unnecessary. And it's gonna tell you, the Axe testing tool I told you guys about. It's gonna say too many tables, calm down. We don't need it. Always test. Testing is your best friend. It's always gonna be good for you. So test using the Axe testing tool. So don't ever hesitate to do that. I want to thank all of you again for understanding my true passion for emails as well as accessibility. And I hope that you have learned so much, but I hope that you take home the buying power that we are missing in our emails and hopefully we come to solutions together about what we can do to make sure that all of our email communications are taken just as serious as we are taking our web accessibility efforts. All of our emails must be accessible. No one should go without a good experience in an email, the same way that no one should go without a good experience on a website. Thank you all very much. My name is Najee Bartley, and I appreciate you guys for listening to me today. Ta-da! So,
Najee,
questions?
That was so good. What a great presentation. Everybody give her a virtual round of applause. That was amazing. Great content. You are brilliant. And that was so enlightening. Genuine thank you.
Thank you.
There were tons of questions, by the way. Absolutely tons of questions. So I have to apologize in advance, everybody. We're not going to be able to get to everything, but I've pulled out some of the questions that seem to be trending. Let's start with this one. So what mass email platform is good at providing the author the ability to create accessible emails? I'd like to be able to have full control over the code. Do you have any recommendations for a tool to use?
Okay, so I love that. So in my title, I'm a Salesforce Marketing Cloud consultant. So I'm gonna always say go with Salesforce Marketing Cloud, but Salesforce Marketing Cloud can be a bit expensive. It's not necessary. MailChimp is not bad. MailChimp will allow you to have full control of your code. You can actually paste your HTML code in all the time. It's not a problem. What's another one that I really, really like? There's actually like quite a few really good ones that are out there. Klaviyo, everyone's talking about Klaviyo. A lot of people are with Marketo. Constant Contact, everyone talks about Constant Contact too. Those are pretty good, some pretty good platforms as well. I mean, you can also just, if you don't feel like changing your platform, so that's a lot sometimes for you to do, especially if you kind of already got a nice thing going here. Check with your platform. Most of your platforms should have that flexibility. You may have to maybe just upgrade in your platform to just get that, that opportunity to just have full control of your HTML and just get you like an email developer. You can get one of those maybe if you want to, or I can help you or someone else can help you. We love doing this. This is fun for us. We can geek out on an email all day. So, by the way, I'm a part of Women of Email. We do this all the time. Feel free to reach out to some social media people. and there's someone that can code your emails for you. But what I'm saying is, yeah, there should be, most of your platform should allow you to be able to go in and just paste your HTML in there.
Get to that raw HTML. That's the trick, right?
Yeah, get to the HTML if you need to, and just check and see. If you want to know, if you get your email, just send your email to yourself. And then, like I said, put it on a web page, inspect element, and see if you're seeing things like role presentation. See if you're seeing those things, that's a good idea. Or you can download the JAWS platform for, the screen reader, and see what you hear. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt to just kind of see what your clients are listening to.
Excellent. Now we have some other questions here about pre-headers.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let me find a good question here. All right, here we go. Should we just make sure the subject is just very meaningful instead of using a pre-header? When should we use a pre-header?
Well, that's a good question. Okay, so there are best practices in subject lines and pre-headers. Subject line should be no more than 45 characters long. A pre-header should be no more between 40 and 135 characters long. Sometimes 145 characters long is what the pre-header should be. So what I'm saying to you is the subject line is going to be short. You got 45 characters. Sometimes you got maybe up to possibly 60 characters. Highly doubt it. But anyway, you have up to like 60 characters on a subject line. That take advantage of your pre-headers, because that's that sentence that's going to get their attention. And again, when I spoke to a lot of my my interviewees, they were like, I'm looking for that pre-header. I want you got one good sentence to tell me why I need to open your email. So yeah, take advantage of that pre-header. And subject line, I'm not saying don't be fun, but let's try to stay away from like, look inside to find, let's stay away, because it sounds spammy, but it also like, we don't want to have, it shouldn't be so vague that we have no idea what we're opening the email to, like cute $5 shirts inside. I don't know, best summer graphic tees. They know it's a graphic tee. They know it's about the summer, things like that. Restaurants, if you're a restaurant company, because I know I spoke to a lot of retailers today. If you're a restaurant company, the best pasta you've ever had in town, 10% off today. You have some opportunities in there, but let's just stay away from come look inside. You know what's in there. No, we don't. We don't want it.
It's awesome. Great info. All right, so here's another one I got for you. How much support is there for using custom fonts or online web fonts, such as Google Fonts, or even think like web icon libraries, right?
I know what you mean. I know exactly.
Font Awesome.
I got a good answer for you. Not much. So unfortunately, in the email industry right now, there's not much. There's some, like you can obviously you got Ariel, you have some pretty good ones that you can use that are web friendly, some good web fonts that you can use. But unfortunately, like your clients, though, when the conversation that we're speaking on today is like your clients are visually impaired, they can't see the fonts that well. You know what I'm saying? So, and to answer your question, it's more web fonts right now, because I used to be a web developer. Web fonts, you can go to limit with, as long as you can go and download, you can use any web fonts you want on a web page. With an email, the moment that it compiles into that ESP, email service provider, and it's compiling, it's going to strip. It's definitely going to strip, and it's most likely going to strip to its basic sans serif, whatever is acceptable to Google, to Gmail, to Yahoo, to whoever that email provider is. And they're looking at they're going back to like 2000. They're not using the most up-to-date code. They're going back to very old HTML1, HTML2. I mean, they have some HTML5, obviously, because we do semantics, but it's try to keep it generic and make sure if you're going to do it, go for it, but always have a backup. Always have a backup font ready in case. So if you're going to do a Georgia, if you're going to do something really cute, have a Georgia, but make sure in that code you say Georgia, comma, Helvetica, just in case, because we know that Helvetica is going to get taken in. Georgia is also accepted though. If you're going to do like something really sassy, go for it, but make sure you have that extra backup just in case that the email provider doesn't support it. Because it is limited. We are limited in emails, unfortunately.
Yep. That totally makes sense. Yeah. Really good question there. Here you go. Got another one. Do you have any stories where a business directly connected increased revenue growth to improved email accessibility?
Walmart.
Ooh.
Walmart, guys. Walmart and Amazon, they're learning lessons. They learned and they have increased most of the people that I spoke to, let me rephrase it. Let me go back a little bit because I'm putting names out there and that's a little scary. Let me go back. The interviews, the people that I interviewed with, they literally said, I love shopping at Amazon because Amazon does a great job with their ARIA buttons and they do a wonderful job with their accessibility, and with those small businesses, and their Amazon has, they host so many businesses, people can go in and start an Amazon shop. They get the power to go in and say, nope, you're not giving me enough descriptions on your images. So I'm going to go to another person who sells knitted hats and stuff, headphones, and so, but Amazon has a lot of sort. Every person that I interviewed, they all said Amazon was their favorite place to go shopping. And they knew exactly what places to go to because they had really good accessibility details in their images. And that was really cool. Whereas other places, like Walmart, in other places, they were like, I hate shopping there. I won't go. So a lot of people would rather buy their groceries from Amazon who are visibly impaired. Not all. I'm not speaking for all the generation. I want to make sure I speak and say that. I am not speaking for everyone who is visibly impaired. I'm speaking for those who I interviewed. Most of them communicated that they would rather shop for their groceries on Amazon and stuff, do the grocery shopping on Amazon because they get the accessibility that they need instead of shopping at a Walmart online because the accessibility they feel that is missing sometimes. Just a story that I was giving.
And that's so cool to know because like these emails are totally available to everybody, right? And as digital creators, we can access those emails, use them as examples and build off of them, right? Yeah. So these companies can help, build and pave the way, and we can learn from the community around us, right?
Yeah. And let's get those surveys out there because a lot of people, we're missing some really good intel because we don't have our ARIA on our buttons. And we want to know what the visibly impaired community is feeling like. We want to know what their thoughts are. Any other questions we got?
Yeah, you know what? We are right at time. So I don't think we have any more time for questions, but you guys, awesome questions. So good. Hit Najee up on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I am. I'm on Twitter at Miss Najee. So feel free to hit me up there. Feel free to shoot me an email. Feel free to go to my website and reach out for any questions, consultations. If you want someone to help build some emails for you, or if you want someone to help just test your emails out for you, I don't mind. It's not a problem. But feel free to reach out as always because this is fun for me. It's not a problem. Super glad I got to be all
such a needed conversation. It's such a needed conversation and it's so great. Really great presentation. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I want to say thank you for interpreting, Rivka. You did a great job. And also thank you to our captioner. Wonderful work, everyone.
Thank you. Guys.
Well, with that is the end of this session. Again, thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of AxeCon. We're going to be here again tomorrow. So check out the schedule and we look forward to hearing from you.
Bye.
Cheers.